Hi, this is Lee Thurburn, and in this video we're going to demonstrate how to allocate expenses directly to vehicles so that you can get accurate P&Ls on a vehicle-by-vehicle basis. So when you log into your account, go over to Accounting and open the income statement. Now there's a number of different ways you can get to this data. This is probably one of the easiest. This demonstration, this video, presumes that you've already uploaded several bank statements or credit card files so that you have a variety of expenses already in your income statement. So I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to demonstrate in the cost of goods sold section this account right here, which is the oil changes. And you can see I've got data loaded for about 10 of the months of 2025. So I'm going to pick the month of August and I'm going to click on the $288.50 representing the oil changes during the month of August. And now we're going to see $133. Now, there's a reason why it's not the 288. The reason is that there has already been some assignment or allocation of expenditures out of this generic account. Notice this account has 5240 as the base account with no specific vehicle suffixes attached. That'll make sense in just a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to this one expenditure for $133.65 and I'm going to click on the edit icon, which will launch the journal entry edit screen. And you'll see you have a debit and a credit row. And here is the oil change on the credit row, on the second row. And it says vehicles, the same account. That's the one. So I'm going to remove this last portion and I'm just going to click delete. And now you'll see that there are a variety of, you can think of them as sub-accounts, but they're actually vehicle accounts. Every vehicle has an appendix or a suffix. Like in this case, it's 10 or .001 for the vehicle that we have named Kara. So I'm looking at some documentation, and this is actually for the 2017 Chevy Suburban, which is a vehicle that we call Elvis. So I'm going to click on this. And you'll notice that now we have an expense assigned to a specific vehicle account. So I'm just going to go ahead and click Save Changes. And now I'm going to click the back button a couple of times to get back to the income statement. Let's go one more time, get back to the income statement. And now we're going to come down and you'll see that it still shows the $288.50. That doesn't change because in the month of August we still have those expenditures. They're just not showing up at the generic level here. So now I'm going to go over to the month of July and I'm going to click on July, and here we're going to see that there are a couple of additional oil changes that need to be accounted for. The first one is $129.61. Now I have the documentation handy for that right now, and I'm going to go ahead and just open this, and again I'm going to come up here and I'm just going to remove the extra beyond the base account. This is for a 2014 Chevy Suburban. Now we call that vehicle Tex, so that's the 2014 Suburban. I'm just going to go ahead and assign it, and then when we finish processing, I'll click the back button a couple of times to get back to the screen where we have the remaining vehicle. This is actually showing up as being $728. This is for $113.86. So I'm going to go ahead and edit this, and we will, this is going to go to a Dodge Caravan. So I'll get rid of the extra right there. And we call it Caravan. We're real creative on our names. And I'll just go ahead and save that change. So what is now happening is we are assigning, and so I'll go ahead and click the back button a couple of times, and you'll see that in the account detail ledger for this account, for this month, which is this month range here of 7 to 731, there's no additional data. Now, I can go all the way back and click to the income statement and click on the month of June, but I can also just use the calendar here and I can go backwards to the month of June, and now we have some additional entries show up. So you absolutely can get to the information multiple different ways. And so here I'm going to just do one more. We have an account or an expenditure for $199.05. I'll go ahead and open that up. Now this is kind of an interesting one because there's actually more going on than just an oil change. So as I'm looking at the documentation, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to assign this to a vehicle, and this is going to go to a 2019 Chevy Tahoe. So I'm going to come down here. We call that one Mr. T. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the oil change amount as one expenditure, and then we had an air filter changed, and I'm going to call that a repair. So I'm just going to go ahead and call this 120.99, 120.99, and then when I click out, you'll see that now we're out of balance by 78.06. So I'm going to add a line, and in this line I'm going to put I'll type the word repairs, and so the vehicle repairs group of accounts comes up, the main account with the vehicle additional accounts, and I'm going to scroll down till we get Mr. T, and now I've allocated some of the data, some of the expenses to Mr. T, and I'm going to go ahead and put that dollar amount in, 78.06, and I'll click Save Change. And now we're in balance, and the transaction has been saved with not just an allocation, but a breakout. All right, that is a quick example. Now, you can use this same concept for any expenses. Let's say you have a mechanic that you use that offhand, when the bank is importing, you just send all of the payments to that mechanic to a specific repairs account. Well, you can go into repairs and you can allocate that out. You can do this, of course, with any account. It's a very quick and easy process. And what I'm next going to do is I'm going to show you on the income statement. We're going to come back, and now we're going to look at all vehicles individually, which of course is going to change us from a monthly view to an annual view. Come on, there we go. Change to annual. It takes just a second for that to happen. And I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to have to I'm going to widen this window. I'm going to widen it to the left so that you can see some stuff will come in here. And there's Mr. T off to the left. So I'm going to have to move this over so that you can see it. And actually what I'm going to need to do is go down and move the whole screen over. There we go. So now I'm going to scroll down. This is the column for Mr. T. And we're going to go look at, we want to go look at, here we go. Now we're in the cost of goods sold section. And here's the $78 that I applied to repairs, and the $425.72 that applies to oil changes. And so, you can see the different oil change amounts have been applied out to the vehicles. All right, so that's a quick down and dirty on how to allocate expenditures. And I will be doing a video in just a moment on how to handle monthly payments. That's an interesting one. I hope you come back.